you ready? Yes! Did you get your passport though?
Introducing a brand new companion for LARPers across the world, the LARP Passport. LARP Passport is a mini journal made to document your LARP adventures. Immortalize your beloved characters, relive memorable moments, collect keepsakes, gift custom stickers, and reflect on your experiences, preserving the magic of your journey long after the final scene fades. Crafted by enthusiastic LARPers, this pocket-sized journal was made to be a faithful companion for capturing your greatest LARP adventures and remembering all the friends you made along the way. Inside each passport, you can find 15 full-spread journal entries to record the details of your event, your character, game summary, emotional ups and downs, key takeaways, and highlights you want to remember. Track up to 20 LARPs at a glance with LARP Log, and have fun with custom templates like LARP Bucket List, Hall of Fame, LARP Bingo, and more. LARP Passport has been designed as a post-LARP ritual for personal reflection. Use the prompts provided to jot down your thoughts, feelings, and insights. Whether you're new to LARP or a veteran, this journal is made for you. The LARP Passport's compact size, just like a real passport, makes it easy to carry with you. Slip it into your pocket and you're ready to share it with your friends, wherever your adventures take you. Every page tells a tale, and every memory becomes a treasure. Celebrate the stories, characters, and bonds that make LARPing truly magical.
Join us on the journey and start your LARP Passport today.
Hello!
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Welcome on another live stream of LARP Stories, where we are hosting it as a part of a campaign that we're actually having right now on LARP Passport with the video that you just seen. So welcome to everybody. Yes, right. We should.
Hello, everyone. I am the LARP Passport. I'm here to listen to your stories.
Today we have a special guest from Germany, from very far away, Ruth Bitai-Balyko, a very renowned LARP organizer and designer with over 20 years of experience in LARP organizing and event planning and everything. She's an amazing person, she's also one of the organizers behind the biggest LARP in the world, the Conquest of Mythodea, by the Realms of Mythodea, and we are so honored to have Ruth today as our guest, and I hope you also are very excited about it, as we are.
And we can't hear you, Ruth. Or are you just messing with us? Are we improvising right now?
This is not LARPing. Oh, that's interesting.
Wonderful feedback.
Can you refresh the browser window? All right.
Yeah, a little side note to today's live stream. We are live streaming with Ruth, who is in Germany. And for those of you who don't know, this is how Germany's internet looks like.
Yes, please don't go to Germany.
2 minutes ago.
Yes.
Believe it or not, we did a full 15-minute tech check, and you never know what happens after the video.
Well, it's starting nicely. Cheers to everybody. maybe actually, meanwhile, I can introduce us. You probably know us if you've been watching the previous streams, but maybe you don't. So without further ado, we have Antonis, who is a climate activist, but also a really cool game designer and a person who does and have done a lot for this project, LARP Passport. Hi, Ruth.
Back again.
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Yes.
So we were just introducing everybody else, and then we'll
Yes.
get right
Now we're
to
going to
you.
speed through the introduction of everyone.
Yes. So next on the list is Jennifer, who is the vision keeper of LARP Passport project. Also a very talented game designer from Netherlands. We have Valentina with us, an illustrator from Slovenia who made sticker sheets that you can get with the LARP Passport. Also a very talented artist and a LARPer by heart, especially if there are swords around.
Yes, there are many swords.
Yes, and my name is Lotte the LARPer. I gotta change that. My name is Anja Lotte. I also come from Slovenia.
And together with Anya, we organize pirate LARPs in Slovenia.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And also
As you can see.
work in Erasmus Plus project and so on. But without
you have-
further ado,
Yes.
I think now we can hear Ruth again. So hi, Ruth.
Yes. I said thank you for having me, and you made me sound old with all the experience.
but it's true.
You have a nice title, the head of events for Realms of Mythodea. I'm certain it comes with a lot of responsibilities, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So we have to make sure that everybody kind of gets like a good experience with the logistics as well. And obviously, then the game comes, because if there is no shower and no toilet and no food on the meadow for 10,000 people, then we can write whatever we want. People will be disappointed. So kind of we put logistics, and then we put our cool story. And this year we cross over in game. We cross over to a new continent, to Sarkhan. So it will be very exciting this year.
So that's what Mythodea has been going on for about 20 years, right? The storyline itself.
Yes.
So now
And then-
this year it's a new year for everybody.
Yes, so we have reached kind of a I don't know if it would be a movie show, then we would have reached the end of season 1 basically, and now we start into season 2, which is pretty exciting, and into like a new part of the world, and with new realms and new factions, and all the new needs to be written by someone, which is me and Fiona, and very awesome helpers in the background. So yeah, we have both handful to do and more.
Yeah.
For people that
Actually-
don't know what it's like or what Realms of Mythodea is, how would you typically introduce it in 1 or 2 sentences?
Yes, so basically Mythodea, or Realms of Mythodea, is basically the fantasy world where you can be what you want. Like, it's a crossroads of worlds, so everybody's welcome, and there you can experience cool adventures. It's so we cross over from a very high and colorful fantasy world to a more grounded fantasy world. Still a lot of magic, still a lot of cool stories, but it's a bit more dark and gritty, and the dragons are almost all dead, and now we kind of experience kind of the problems that come with the boundless mages fighting the balanced mages. Basically, like, should you use all your magic unlimited, or should you kind of think about it? So this is the main conflict of the new world, part of the new world.
Wow, that's a wonderful conflict. It has a lot of potential.
Very fantasy, but also very cool, and everybody can relate. So we try to have a lot of emotional plot lines and make it as personal as possible, even though we have 10,000 people. So that's always a problem.
Yeah, the biggest in the world, and we witnessed it ourselves. It's really grand and one of a lifetime experience, I would say. Like,
It's
that
truly-
every LARPer, I think, should experience at some point of their lives. You just complete immersion into this world.
Like, imagine 10,000 people just being there and immersed into this story and the world for like 3.5 days. It's even more if you count the preparations and everything. It's wonderful. Actually, we've met each other, not on Mythodea, but we met on Portal. That was a LARP convention hosted in Krakow a few years ago. By the way, this year it's us hosting it. So we are also looking into the whole logistics of it in Slovenia.
Exciting!
It is, and also
Exciting,
terrifying.
or challenging, or a mix of the two.
All of it.
all of it. But that's why we design LARPs as well, right?
Exactly. I cross my fingers for you. Awesome. You will do great.
Thank you. Thank you. You're all very welcome to join, of course. It's gonna probably be in the end of September. We are having some logistical issues at the moment. But to paddle back into the actual discussion that we have here, we have witnessed, as Valentina said, Conquest of Mythodea firsthand. We have been going there for the past 2 years, and we've been saying hi every year since the Portal convention to you. And we actually are a part of CSC, the Crimson Cells company, which is an empty faction. Yes, a very wonderful faction. They welcomed us very nicely, and also it's made for internationals. Although now I think
I wanted to ask, like,
there, right?
how is it to come to the German biggest LARP in the world, but German? So could you understand the things?
Could we understand? Well, I have a funny story from that actually, because at one point there was a mix of us from the Crimson Cells company, and we were going on some business trip to a different part of the area, and there, we approached people speaking in English and everything, and they started it was a business trip, and they started speaking to each other in German, thinking we won't know what they're saying, right? But the first thing is we understand a little bit of German, but also we had a German speaker with us, actually. So going away from them, we were like, we know what you're trying to do to us, because they were actually trying to, trick us into doing something. It was wonderful play.
Yeah, flip something. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, players everywhere have been nothing than helpful and wonderful, and even switching to English.
Plus, it's a huge LARP. It's biggest in the world. So you have guilds from Sweden, guilds from Denmark, guilds from even China and Singapore, France, the huge camp from France, from USA. It's very international. So of course, there are a lot of people from Germany as well, but there's even certain parts of the camps where people speak usually, in English or in other languages. So it's just very, very different.
38 nations on the meadow, and I also learned that we might be the biggest international LARP in the world as well, because we have 1,800 or so, from the 10,000. It is a big portion actually of international players. So so every material should be in German and English, but the speeches are in German, because people won't understand that.
How long have you actually been a part of the Mythodea gang?
Me?
Yeah.
So I joined 2019, and then the pandemic hit. So in 2019, it was very hey Ruth, can you just kind of look over the plot a bit? 20 hours a month, it would be easy. Then I was like, oh no, now I have a job. 70 hours a week. It will be, or it is a bit more than I expected, but it's cool. And obviously it's a very unique job. And I like it very much, but it was very much not the thing that I signed up for in the very beginning.
But you keep returning.
Exactly. So it's my own of my own choosing, obviously. So
why don't you actually tell us a bit more about what you do? What are your nearest future plans?
Okay, so we have a lot coming up. We are obviously Conquest will be there soon, but before that there is JDS, Jenseits der Siegel, and this is where our 1,500 people will gather. This is also a big LARP, but not the biggest for us. Then we have Conquest, and then we will have the Great Ball, which is an awesome ball in one of the nicest castles in Germany. It's crazy amazing. It's a costume ball, and it's so cool. We have done it once already, and the castle said we only want to have LARPers here, because those are the nicest people. Never any weddings, please just give us LARPers.
Can you see some pictures and videos?
Oh yeah, I gave you one video, I think, about it.
We have a media person.
Then let's make it
happen. I believe
happen.
we have some visuals of some of these upcoming events.
Yeah,
we have videos. We have videos.
I don't see it. If you say so,
no,
then
we didn't play it yet, but it's coming.
Okay.
In a second.
So
might be my internet. I hope you shamed the German internet. It's bad.
No. It's
Please do.
We did shame it appropriately.
Right. It should be everywhere.
So let's see. Let's play the video about the ball first. Or
Yes,
okay.
yes, if that's possible, that would be awesome.
Okay, then let's do this.
It
Wow.
looks wonderful.
So
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So because before that it looked the same. So yeah, this is the crazy ball. It was very, very awesome and looked very fairy tale-esque. So come if you want.
When is it?
On 13th of December, I think, or 18th. It's in the trailer.
So a
You
winter
can look it
one.
up on the mythodea.de website.
Okay.
Looks amazing.
But you also do have a Kickstarter, right? A fellow
Yes.
project.
Yes. So we have another international thing. It comes up in the States, in the USA, and it's the Brandywine Festival because Burgschneider has the Lord of the Rings license for LARPs now, and a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff is coming up. And so we did a little Kickstarter and was like, how will it go? But now we have kind of €500,000 with it. So let's make it big and fun and interesting. And people are so
Amazing.
excited, and we are too.
I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so now okay, let's show the Kickstarter page. Let's do this, like here.
Awesome.
So here's the page.
So yeah, you can look at it. There are different rewards and fun things to do, and like it should be a total blast. The event ground is awesome. It looks amazing. You might know the event ground from Instagram weddings. Actually, it looks real cool, and people are very excited. And yeah, what can be better than an awesome location and obviously Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit theme? So it's basically it will be awesome.
Wow, this looks impressive. It's already in October. It's happening soon as well, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know the date yet, but I think so. I think it's. I don't know actually. Like you have to look up the date because in my book everything is kind of always mingling together. But yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it says here October 7th to 12th. It's it's already
soonish.
Very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I live from event to event, so after Conquest, I would think about this more from the logistics side. Obviously, the written part is already done, and the colleagues from Skilltree and obviously my US colleagues are already preparing all the things. It's very cool.
Wow, this looks amazing.
Is it gonna be also a LARP? I see because it has a workshop on sharing.
So yeah, it is a LARP and it's a festivity and it's like just an immersive thing to kind of experience a Lord of the Rings feeling. So it's really awesome.
And I see you already sold more than 700 tickets. Your next stretch goal is 900.
Exactly. So we love it. Buy tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm considering it now.
Yeah, sure. If you're around the corner, just go. Sure.
I'm too late for the event.
Are you thinking of doing something like this in Europe as well?
Yes, we're trying to do it in like a lot of other countries as well, in Germany as well, in France. Like things are coming up, but like one step after the other. So, and then we will have a lot of the ring clothing collection because obviously we are Burgschneider, and that means like there's a lot of clothes and things to wear, obviously from us if you like, or just bring your own costume. It's obviously also welcome. But we want to help new LARPers, so we do this whole thing to bring more people into LARP because obviously I'm totally convinced that LARP is the best hobby in the world, so everybody should do it. I think the world would be a much better place if everybody would LARP actually, and so this is why we really want to kind of help people get into LARP. And like a lot of people love Lord of the Rings and they love like movies and books and everything about it, and now you can experience it yourself. It's very awesome.
Yes.
It's crazy.
This is amazing.
Sounds
But
like
we already
share
know
the
that
same-
LARP is the best hobby in the world, so I don't have to.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally
all you
agree.
need to do is LARP all the time, and then you have a way to keep your
Exactly.
memories.
Exactly,
We
bring
all
the
have the same
passport.
vision.
So let me share also the link to the Kickstarter for whoever
Yes.
is watching the video.
Yes.
And meanwhile, you also mentioned Sturmwacht LARP.
Yes, so there is, so okay, now it's the advertisement part. So yeah, we have obviously a lot of LARPs coming up. Sturmwacht is our castle LARP where you can get amazing food 24/7. Basically, you can get a good bed to sleep and your own bathroom in most of the rooms, and it's very comfortable. Like some people are like, oh no, in February I don't want to be in a tent, and then now you have the castle LARP. And there is all our new factions will also meet this time, and there will be a lot of kind of political intrigue going on this time, and maybe some assassins are sent out to, I don't know, hunt the new leaders and everything. So it is very,
that's just a rumor,
very
right?
much exact. That's just a rumor. But we have the what's the word? The permission of the castle to fight inside of the castle, which is awesome.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's
Is it
wonderful.
also international LARP?
Is everything happening in castles in Mythodea? What's going on here?
No, but this is happening in castles. So it is a kind of international. So we also have, I don't know, from the 400 people attending, maybe 450, we have maybe 50 or so international players. Also, Crimson Company is there and very much doing their stuff and intrigues and everything. No, Crimson's never doing any intrigues, obviously. So this is happening, and we're very much excited about this. And Sturmwacht is also cool because we can have horses there, because there is a stable nearby, and the horses can be there. It's like adds so much to the immersion.
Yeah, immersion is very important in the LARPs.
Amazing. And we actually have a video for Sturmwacht as well. Should we play it?
Yes, also that. And then last video from me, because other people need to talk as well.
Oh, no, you're here because you have a reason to be here. So let's watch the video for Sturmwacht.
Also looks amazing.
Especially
Impressive.
those scenes with undead, or like was
And
it?
last bird, that's crazy and cool. Okay.
It's
It
great
felt like
production
watching
value.
trailers in the cinema where you
Yeah.
before watching like the actual film. There's like a lot of amazing trailers.
Mhm.
Ruth, are you with us? Yes. We can see the picture moving now. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, now I'm back, I think.
Okay. We've won against the internet
So awesome.
so far.
Yeah, so I didn't hear anything you said until now.
We said it looks wonderful. Actually, I think it's a wonderful transition to the artifacts,
I
because
will
now we
refresh
should start
again.
the storytelling. And Ruth is gone? Question mark.
Something's moving.
Yep. Well, I'll take this time to also tell you about the other part, the member of our team who's not here actually. That's Manu, the person behind writing all of those Instagram posts, the voice of the project, a wonderful human being from Greece, Poland, to wherever he is right now. I think in Greece. Good luck on the exam, Manu.
Yes, if you're watching the stream, don't focus on your exams.
Break a leg.
Break a pen.
Yeah, break a pen.
I hope that
yes.
also
A
works
quill.
well.
A quill.
Break something.
Just no, Antonis, that's a bad advice. So
Aye.
yes, I think this is a moment where we featured German internet again.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Well, I mean, it could be nice to get started with sharing the LARP artifacts things,
Mhm.
and Ruth will share hers when she jumps on.
Indeed.
So
I
as a
can.
transition to
Yeah.
storytelling, actually we asked everybody to bring an artifact with us to share a little bit, to warm up for the actual storytelling cards afterwards. And yeah, it's basically sharing a little story behind the artifacts you brought. So who wants to start?
I can start. I have a small artifact. This is elf ears, but they do have their own personal story. When I think it was my third time playing LARP. It was a fantasy Tolkien-based LARP in Slovenia, and I was playing an elf character, a very demure and shy elf character. She was a healer, and we were playing in the terrain near the forest. And even though she was kind of very peaceful, the events, the story behind it was very full of intrigues and conflicts. So at the end, my character ended up running throughout the field from some soldiers, or I guess like it was mercenaries. And during that run, I kind of lost one of the ear in the field. And after the LARP, I could not find it anywhere, like one of the ears. And it was kind of sad to me because it was just like part of my personal character of this elf girl. But then, like 1 year later, one of the LARP organizer, to whom this terrain actually was belonging, came to me and said, like, "Hey, Valentina, actually, when we were removing the old grass, I found one of your ears laying on the earth." And it's kind of funny, but like if you can even see it right now, but like throughout the year, it's kind of like lost its color, but not that much. But it was really funny that he actually managed to find it like in the whole of the field. Just crazy. Yeah, but this is like a very funny story, and I was really happy and glad that it was found.
Needle in a haystack type of situation, but that means that
A near in the haystack.
near in a haystack, yeah. Good thing it's not a real. that would have been concerning.
Yeah,
but imagine the narrative consequences in a game where the elf like runs around and just comes back with one ear left. I hope you put the blame on the people chasing you, or orcs, or whoever was chasing you.
Yeah, you have to read in the narrative.
So who do you want to go next, Valentina?
I want actually Antonis to go next.
Okay, I shall. So I brought this.
Oh, is it Oja?
Yes, this is a thing that I cannot pronounce, but it's the thing that you put on a Ouija board and you move it around, and there are letters appearing that form a sentence. And this is from a LARP called the Spirit Path, that if you look close, I'm not sure this will be...
Yeah, it is. It works.
Not
blur the background.
super visible, but yes, you can even see Spirit Path mentioned right there. And Ruth just joined. Let me bring her in. Hello, Finger of Ruth.
Hello, I'm back again.
Hello.
We can hear you. I hope you can hear us.
Yes.
Good.
We decided
what
to
we did
continue
was-
sharing.
Yeah. So what
Yes.
we did is we started sharing stories based on the artifacts that we brought. Valentina shared one about her long lost ear, elf ear that was found
I've
like a year
actually
later.
seen it. So I was here, but you couldn't hear me. So I saw the ear story, which is cool. And you should never lose your real ear, but you also wouldn't find it after a year. So
You cannot surgically attach it after several months if it's a real one, but if it's a fake elf ear, you can. So anyway, I was then sharing my story with this. Let me put this on the screen. So this is called Planchette, as Vivian kindly reminds me, who is actually the designer of this of this LARP that this is about. It's called Spirit Path, and it's one of the 6 games. It doesn't only have LARPs; it has 2 LARPs and 4 board games of the project called Climate for All, which is all about crafting games that are designed to develop skills on sustainability. And all the people here are actually involved in the project. Well, except Ruth yet. So, yes. Yeah. So maybe I will share a link to the project as well, so you can know more about it as well. This LARP called the Spirit Path is, how to describe it in like one sentence. It's the Earth is kind of destroyed from climate change, and there are spirits that are connected to Mother Earth, and the people playing LARP are playing characters that are media for those spirits. And the Earth is gray, and the whole mission of the LARP is to color the Earth again by following different mechanics and different rules in the game. And very important comment here by Vivian, that Jennifer was the one who actually came up with the idea of the Ouija board to incorporate it into this LARP. So yeah, this is also a community project.
It's my first time hearing this.
Well, it must be true.
It was during one of those working sessions.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Spirit Path is my LARP of choice with the artifact that I brought. And I will choose Jennifer to go next.
Actually, I was going to pass it to Ruth now that she's back before we lose her again.
Okay. But
Would you like to go next, Ruth?
Let's just do.
So what is the
No,
artifact
you go
brought
first.
with you?
Is it now me or so should I?
Yes,
go?
you. What is the
I have
artifact
my
you brought
hat.
with you?
I have my trusted head. It's the head of my Ataronian character, because we kind of SL in costume since I have been joining the Conquest team, because I felt, why would the SLs need to be ugly? We can also have nice costumes. And so I have this the Ataronian hat, and you can see the cross.
What happened?
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay,
You're all
we are back. It was not you this time.
So it's not. Come on.
Oops.
So you can see the cross stitch on my head, because it's like in Ateron, it's good fashion to kind of on every seam you can put the cross stitch, which is very funny, because my colleague, when we back in the day got the Burgschneider garments, and we're like, okay, hey, so now how do people make it their own? Like how will it be more special than just buy your Burgschneider thingy? Then we were like, let's cross stitch around the hems. And little did we know that we will be cursed multiple times by all the NPCs in the future, like, no, the cross stitch, it's killing us. And Lester was like, yeah, I owe you a pizza. And so now there is a very much fun running gag, like, did you get the pizza already? No, not yet. So yeah, so pizza is still out there somewhere. we're not getting it. But all the Ataronians have to do cross stitch around their hems.
You are doing wonders for keeping the knowledge of how to cross stitch alive. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we felt so.
It's educational.
It adds
It's
a lot of character.
educational.
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously long feathers are very important.
Mhm.
Very
Always.
nice.
So, Jen?
Okay, I'm gonna be rather opportunistic because my original artifact was left behind, but I have a piece of chocolate in front of me, and this actually reminds me of a certain chamber LARP called White Death, where there was a lot of chocolate featured. It was a non-verbal black box LARP where we were all slowly descending into madness, like because it's nonverbal, but we were slowly perishing on journey to find the utopian land, and those that transitioned to the other end became like white dressing and started as one of the behaviors of sharing joy was like feeding other people food, and it became more and more central throughout this LARP where there was a lot of chocolate feeding and grapes, and so it's now that I look at the chocolate, I remember that LARP. So yeah.
So when are you running this again?
And where?
You can run it in my house. I don't mind.
Maybe at the
Exactly.
portal.
So
No.
just bring the chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, portal is on the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Anya.
Very cool.
Okay. Mine comes in 3 different pieces, but they all look the same. It's actually a game mechanic where you sort of talk to the gods, and then you throw this on the ground, and if 2 of them, at least 2 of them, are up instead of down, it actually means that the god is answering to you, and then you make it happen as a player. So I found this mechanic really nice. And I've learned about it. I mean, it was used on one of the youth exchange edu LARPs that was organized in Germany by FFA. I will not even attempt to pronounce the organization because I don't speak German. But it's a youth center in Berlin's Park. It was organized also by a wonderful organization that we know, Europe for Youth, from Poland. And this is one of my favorite LARP mechanics, I think, so far, because it was just so seamless to use and it enabled so much play. And actually, the LARP started, it's a post-apocalyptic LARP, and we were going around, and I was one of the, it dealt with the topics of migration, of course, in fantasy and, how do you call plemena in English?
Tribes.
Tribes, thank you. Like tribes based on actual human history. Yeah, you heard some Slovenian here. And I was one of the migrants. And, you know, when we came to this new place amongst all of those city folks that already lived there in the same place, we survived horrors on the journey. I was, you know, attempting to communicate with my god because I was the oracle. And every single time for like 2 days or 3 days, the gods did not answer to me. Like, it was horrible. So I just decided to make this a part of a story, a narrative, and started talking to people that this place is stale, it's dead. And because I bumped with my head into a sign of a different god of one of the city folks there, who was from a faction who was handling the banks, I immediately connected it that everybody here is just working for this money thing. I don't even know what the concept of it. I don't understand it, but it must be the one thing making this place stale. So basically, I was going around convincing, first of all, other mages that this is a thing that's happening, and it spread like wildfire. At the end of the game, we even had sort of our own conclusion. Like, out of, I don't know how, I think 36 to 40 players, I think 15 of us was at one point standing in a circle secretly. However much half of the LARP can be in a secret. And actually unlocking the magic again. So it was a very wonderful and rich artifact that I carry with me to places. I love it.
Cool.
So that's
And
my
that's the most fun
story.
thing if things in LARP just take off. Like,
Yeah.
don't know why, you
Yeah.
couldn't guess it. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah, but it's the wonderful, I think it's called the concurrence that sometimes happens in LARPs as well.
Serendipity.
Yeah, that's, coincidences in a way just merge together into a narrative, and that's my favorite part of the
Yeah.
LARP, the thing that you don't know what to expect. Even if you know where it's going, you don't know where else it's going to take you.
Same.
But
yeah, sure. No, all cool. It's very, very interesting, and I always am amazed, like, about what people already LARPed, and like about like there are a million ideas out there, which is so cool.
Yeah, I think the
We have about
creativity
a
that
chocolate chamberlain.
yeah, the creativity that goes around LARPing is the
I have to
thing. Oh, the connection is.
Yes.
Ruth?
Yeah, we heard what you were saying, like in parts, because the connection again was creating issues. So it looks like now you're fully online again until the next intermission. I started saying that for me, the creativity that goes around LARPing is probably my favorite part. Like Agnellotte said,
Yes.
you don't know what to expect, and what you can expect is the unexpected, that it comes out of this synchronicity of all the things that are happening and how they can be incorporated in the whole story and end up being part of your story in the end.
Totally. And I always think that even if it has like very few rules, that it comes together like almost as planned, and which is very nice, and also always very different to the things that you felt they would look like, but they're always like almost always better than you imagined them.
Yeah, because LARPers are gonna LARP. you can design different kinds of mechanics and rules to drive things in one way, but you have people there, and
Tony's learned it the hard way.
yes, indeed. And somebody else has been involved in those learning the hard
who you're
way
talking
parts.
about. Anyhow, we have also prepared some specific and really cool cards with some of the questions that we want to transition into the even more storytelling part of the stream. So who's going to share the cards? Because I'm really excited to hear the answers from Ruth. No pressure.
Oh wow! So what cards?
So you'll see on the screen. We'll share screen. On each slide, there's 2 prompts that you'll see. I think Antonius is putting it now.
Getting the hang of it. Yeah, it's getting there.
You only choose. Yeah, you see them both, and you just pick one that speaks to you and whatever stories that you feel inspired to share. So very easy going. And now there's anticipation building.
Yeah. That's it's all on purpose. Coming any minute now.
I don't see anything.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not your issue right now. It's coming.
Normally, it's the German internet. I want to be very harsh on the German.
Let's pretend it's the case now. Yes.
Yeah. It makes my everyday very, very hard because I work from home and I have to do a lot of meetings. So I'm in the modern seances, which are all the Zoom meetings, and like, hello, can you hear me? Are you out there?
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to do all the meetings from home where the internet is not working, because it must build so much frustrations. Good thing you LARP. Good thing you LARP, so you can both improvise and let your anger out.
Exactly that. But we also take the internet with us to the LARPs. That is always a big trouble, the internet on the LARP locations.
Yeah.
Don't let me begin.
That's why you use walkie-talkies, right?
Exactly. Walkie-talkies, no internet, no cell phone connection, nowhere. You know it. On Vocalo, there is nothing.
It's kind of like
it's like not even the North Pole has worse internet than Vocalo. Like we checked for real. It's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's true.
That's impressive.
Maybe Jennifer, until Antonius is setting up, why don't you read the first 2 questions and then Ruth can decide.
Jennifer, we
We
can
cannot hear you. Jen?
Let to unmute.
Not ready.
I also have it in front of me, so I started sharing.
May
Okay.
try it again.
But you might have to take over later.
Yeah, not a problem.
Oh,
So now it kind of works.
Yeah.
Or not? Ah, there it is.
Okay.
no, I don't see it. I just see your face. Oh, now it is. Okay.
Are you still not able to see it?
Wait, now I see it. Okay.
Okay,
Beautiful.
great. So, first, moments that have moved you. I
You
can read
pick
that.
one of the questions and you
Yeah,
answer.
okay, I see. So
They're
the
more
first
like
is
prompts.
a player story that made me realize this is why I do this, and a moment during a LARP event that still gives me chills. Okay, so obviously I do a lot of LARPs. I do a lot of LARPs personally, and also sometimes I attend LARPs. But actually, those moments happen very often. I think both of them on each LARP. I think because if not, then it would be very very sad. Actually, I think it would be sad. So, but the last time I had it was actually last weekend when I attended an academy LARP where like warriors and fighters and everybody would be would learn their craft basically, and I was the teacher for the I don't know the English word, but so I was the teacher for the. So it was a LARP that I attended privately, and I was a teacher to teach them how to spy on people from the woods. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
Wood runners? No, it's not wood runners. Like spies or hunters in the forest or something. And
Oh, you mean like rangers in the forest?
Yeah, rangers. Yeah, ranger is the word. Yeah, so we trained the rangers for
Aragon.
the rangers for a fantasy army. So that basically is what we trained, and it was so cool because 18 grown-ups were standing around a pit of sand and putting in little flowers and little leaves and everything to portray the surrounding, like to show the officers and everybody, like, okay, where are we? What did we see in the forest? Blah, blah, blah. So you had to put little trees in the sand and everything. And so we stood there on our weekend in our costumes, and the world is going into chaos out game. Like, you know, it's like very crazy world out there. And we were like putting little flowers in the sand pit. Then this was like, I felt, okay, this is why I do it. This is why we do LARP. This is giving me all the faith back in all the humans, because look how nice we can play together. It was really a little outgame moment, and all the teachers stood around and watched their children put leaves in the sand pit. It was so cool. We loved it so much.
It's very
it was really cool.
heartwarming.
It was so
bet,
much fun.
yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Absolutely, 10 out of 10 moment.
Yeah, so you know, it was like so cool because nobody took themselves too serious and everything. It was so nice, and people would have cried if the sand pit would have gotten destroyed. You know, like it was serious enough. But yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, and obviously on the bigger LARPs, like you have that all the time. Like people come together and then they, I don't know, sing 400 people sing together once something, and they're like, what's happening? Or I don't know, you know, the undeads when they march up on the field and then you're like, oh no, and then like, I don't know, 2,000 NPCs are screaming at you. It's like, it's really cool. The people coming together in silly costumes on the weekend, it's the nicest thing in the world.
Yeah, it is. And it's such a supportive community with all of the people and the mechanics, like the safety mechanics as well. It's wonderful. And playing to live. I really wish that these mechanics would actually go into the real world as well. And they do in LARP circles, but the rest of humanity, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. So everybody should play LARP. I can tell you, the world would be a better place. It is like, it sounds so naive, but I can tell you, like, if you kind of felt that you can be in a costume and people will kind of help you play your role, it's a nice thing.
Yep, it's a wonderful thing. Let's jump to the next question.
Yes. Okay,
Dum, dum,
small
dum.
design choice.
So a small design choice that ended up making a big impact was, or a lesson I learned the hard way as an organizer.
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
So yeah, so obviously, so I have a lot of design choices as well, but so the hard way is basically the weather thing, maybe. So yeah, you can want as much as you like that the rain will stop, but sometimes it doesn't. And but to make it a nice story and also tell about the supporting community, so we had this problem. So in the 2 years ago, we had a very muddy conquest. So we had a very slow problem occurring. You know, it wasn't, I don't know, a storm. It wasn't sudden, but and it was like, okay, so how will we get the people home safely, actually? And the police and the THW and everybody's like on our heels and are like, okay, do you want to evacuate, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, so we have to have a real good plan to bring the people from the meadow. Like nothing bad will happen, but people will be stuck in traffic or the cars will be in the mud or something, you know? And then we made this system overnight. I came up at 4 in the morning because we were obviously torturing our brains to how to design the getting off the meadows. And then I was like, at 4 I was like, yeah, this is how we do it. So we put a color scheme in place. And we said, okay, this zone has to go first and this zone has to go second. And then we made groups of 8 tents, and 8 tents should work together and tear down their own tents, and then they should load the car of the other people. And then this is how it works. So we would have a real slow drive-through for the cars, and then people should load them, and then they could take off. And basically, this is how we did it. And actually, it worked like a charm. People were so supportive. They were really helping each other. So I learned the hard way, basically, that you cannot stop the weather, but I also learned the hard way or the good way that people will come to each other, like help each other. It was so nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was actually our first Mythodea with Valentina that year. I still remember people walking.
Firsthand.
Yes, but luckily we were in the how is it called, the marketplace.
Yeah, Trost.
Trost, thank you, in the Trost. And our tents were there as Crimson Sales Company. And I still remember the one moment where there was a lot of mud. And then some German guys, LARPers, decided to grab one of their friends, carry him, and then like launch him into the mud. And he was like sliding across the road. It was wonderful for immersion. And actually the weather was really nice. There was no sunburns and it was not as cold in the night. So it was, you know, aside from all of the wet and rain, it was actually nice.
Yeah, we had the fishermen in the middle of the Trost where normally there is no water. Like it was very bad.
I remember those. We made a deal with them at one point. It was hilarious. So
yeah, very cool. So yeah, okay. So there's another card. Okay, a LARP moment that made me cry in a good way, or a scene or a relationship I was part of or witnessed with that still sticks with me. Okay, so. So there are obviously also a lot of those moments, but I have, so I also obviously play LARP at some point, and then obviously I attended Fairweather because it was a cool, awesome LARP. And in my real life, I'm very not romantic. So I will, if somebody would bring me a lot of roses and ask me for my hand, or if my husband would have done it, I think I would have said no. So, but in the LARP there was this guy. So obviously we are in the early or 1900 something, like very early in the 1900s. So women are not to be asked if they want to be married, but they're married off to someone. So people were discussing over my head if I'm going to be married to someone, and I was like a bit sad, but also in game a bit happy because I needed that marriage very much. in that game. And then there was this a guy who proposed, basically. And then another guy said, yeah, but you have to do all the romantic gestures, so she will be happy. And I was like, oh yeah, this will be awesome. But then 2 hours later, the guy produced a real ring and 20 red roses and knelt in the ballroom in front of me. And I have to admit, I was kind of moved. I was like, oh no, it worked. So yeah, that stays with me because it's so much not Ruth, but it was so the LARP character, and it was so cool. I had a lot of fun with that.
Wow. Yeah, it must be really special, like
Yeah.
a lot of roses in a ring in such a way. I can easily imagine
where did
that.
you get that on a LARP? Like a LARP, like how? Like what?
Actually, I was also proposed one time in Gimle LARP in Sweden as a queen, and the guy also brought a ring with him, specifically for that purpose. But not for me, but whoever his new wife or husband, I don't know.
Is that a thing you have to carry in your pocket, maybe? And I don't
Just in case, yeah.
Come on, LARPers always have a lot of rings with us, right?
That is true. But it was an engagement ring, like the real with the shiny whatever thing on top of it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect in a LARP.
Exactly. So better have that ring in your pocket.
Wonderful story. So next.
There is a next. Okay. Oh, there you go.
So moment when you felt completely immersed in your character. The most unexpected plot twist that you experienced as a player was. So yeah, basically the moment when I felt immersed in my character is well, there was something with a cool song where all the people were singing and everything was so nice and the sun went down and it was really just a cool moment. And then afterwards, actually, we just noticed that we kind of awoke from it, like, oh, so we're here still, like it was basically not the moment itself, but when we kind of went back to sleep, basically, then it was like, oh no, it's already over, kind of that feeling. That was very cool. It was just a very immersive scene with a lot of like singing at the dawn, what is the word? When the sun goes down. What is the word? Sunset. Singing at the sunset, that was really cool, and everybody was so immersed in it. I think it was some kind of ritual or something. I don't remember the moment exactly, but the moment, the feeling of like waking up, like, oh wow, cool. It was perfect, basically a perfect moment in summer, obviously on a meadow. Very nice.
That sounds so lovely. I wish I was there.
Yes, see, everybody was so like, oh no, this was the perfect moment, and we kind of just realized afterwards, basically.
Today is all about not knowing what to expect in a LARP.
Exactly.
Valia, we can't hear you. Nope, we cannot hear you. I know you're speaking.
But
maybe
sometimes
LARPing it.
you mute us, like, and then I cannot come back on my own if you put the mute on my button. So maybe you can unmute her.
No, she's not muted.
No.
Yes, exactly. An interesting moment.
Yeah, technology today is not exactly on our favor.
No. Also, my mobile phone won't charge. I don't know why. So I have 20% of.
Okay, 20% is good.
Should be enough. So we've been running it for about an hour now. So I think our technology will serve us up to what we should deliver, at least. See, with all the technical issues, we still managed to get the stream going. See?
Exactly.
Collaboration. So we have a couple more questions.
Yes. Before the 20% runs out.
This is actually the last one.
Our time when everything went wrong behind the scenes and how we handled it was one behind the scenes part of organizing the players don't often see, but I find essential is okay. But I was going on about this in almost all the questions. So that's the thing. Like when we had all the mud, actually behind the scenes everything went wrong, but people came together. So basically, sometimes I think people think like too much, like, oh yeah, things are given, you know. Oh yeah, so we get the LARP, but especially on a meadow, especially with weather, especially outside, it's not like this. Like everything needs to work together. So we get, I don't know, maybe 20, 40-ton trucks for Conquest, like in the first week. And they have to arrive very precisely timed because you can't have, I don't know, the kitchen items before the fridge is working. So you need the power before that. So you need the tents before that. So you need the, I don't know, people to tell us so that the water is okay before that, blah, blah, blah. So it's very much all a game of timing. And once the game starts, it's actually almost over. So a lot of people think about the tear down phase while we all play. So this is basically a thing that is sometimes overlooked. So we have this very short window of opportunity to play our characters, and we should make the most of it because a lot of people behind the scenes are working their asses off to give us that moment, that perfect immersion, that whatever. So I really want to shout out to all the helpers, to the big team, to the logistic people, to everybody doing the work in the background, and also the writers and everybody who spends the nights with all that ideas. And then sometimes people are like, yeah, why isn't it this and that? And you think like, yeah, because we couldn't, you know, we couldn't. So I would give a shout out to the team and all the helpers. That would be cool.
I think that LARP organization without helpers is just non-existent. Very rarely. Yeah, I mean, you have the scenario LARPs, right, where it is adapted to like 1 or 2 GMs maybe, or even you have scenarios without the GM-less scenarios without a GM. But still, most of these bigger LARPs in costumes, more traditional style LARPs are just oof.
Yeah, but even the biggest LARP, you know, we always get accused of, yeah, you should pay all your workers or everybody, but we have like so many, and then the prices would be so sky high. Then it is like the nature of the hobby, unfortunately, but also in a cool way that all come together and help. And sure, some are paid, but they do it like 12 hours a day, and that's kind of, and we still need the helpers very much, and we're very thankful and we know that we wouldn't be anything without them. So that's basically the truth. And so we really appreciate every helping hand wherever they are. It's really, really cool.
That's such a nice emotional note to end on, and gratitude and appreciation for the LARP community.
Yeah, but it's true. Like it's not working on any scale. Like the small ones and the big ones, we still need the community and the people who come together. And also, it's co-creative. So whatever we can think of, it's still co-created by all the others. And I really am thankful every day, especially when it rains, especially if it's hot, or especially if things not work. Then we're all very thankful for the people who are still like, yay, come on, we do this. Well, so very nice.
It's a group effort, and it takes a team to make it work.
Oh yes, very much so.
Yeah, in a way, it's very similar to the crowdfunding campaign we're having right now. Actually, the LARP Passport one, because it's really so much of the community was a part of it. Like we have, it was made in LARP Alchemy in Poland. That was like the first sort of draft area, and it was a training course by Naustica, designed to help people understand and run LARPs for social impact. And after that, it sort of just traveled around Europe a little bit, testing it in places like Spain. We got feedback, of course, from Slovenia, from Germany, from Netherlands. It was just, we have special thanks as well, right, Jennifer?
Yes, a very big block of names.
Yeah, all of the names at the bottom. But
I think the nature of the hobby is so cool, and I think it's a very unique art form, because everybody's like, LARP's just a hobby or whatever. And I think it's an art form that is very much underestimated, but also like it is the true co-creation thing, and I really like that part of it.
Yeah, it's the reason why we do it. So
Yep.
Yes.
For sure. So I think this brings us to the end of our live stream. So let's do a round of closing comments, or is anything you want to share still with people?
No, I think I said it all. LARP is the best hobby in the world.
yes. Well, then we want to thank you again, Ruth, for sharing your opening up to your fun LARP organizer stories, but also some LARP stories as a player. Your wonderful marriage story, for instance. Maybe you don't get to share that very often. Yeah.
It was very fun hosting you, so thank you for answering, and
no problem.
Hopefully see you soon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody go to Black Arcade and get your LARP passport before it's too late. There is what, 9 days left? There's 9 days left.
What?
Please help us make it happen.
Go.
Yes.
Hopefully it's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, we poured a lot of, as you said, like a lot of soul and time and effort and knowledge into it. So it's hopefully a good reflection tool as well. And I actually just opened the latest prototype that I have here. And I was thinking of like, what stories should I write in? And the first story that came to my mind was actually the story from NPCing at Mythodea, where I roleplay a character named I, which becomes very funny when you introduce yourself. Hello, I'm I. What's your name? Yes, and Valentina's character is Zeta, and we have a brother character who is called X. So it becomes very, very funny very quickly. So I'm very much looking forward.
You make it up in LARPing, but there are Chinese names like you that become really, really, confusing when you introduce yourself in English.
This is always very funny, like LARP names. I think the most problematic thing with LARP names is that you have to remember them all. Like, you have to remember the in-game name, and sometimes the title, sometimes the place where people are coming from, like the camp or something, and then you meet them after the LARP, and then you're like, hi, I don't know, Stephanie, and everybody's like, no, go away, another name. No, please, no. So I have a lot of friends that I really don't know the real name. And then there are situations, I don't know, you book something, a hostel or whatever, because you become friends and you go out, and I don't know, they're like, yeah, what's the name? And you're like, I don't know. Like, how long do you know that person? I don't know, 10 years? Like, how can you not know the name? Like, sorry, I don't know. Yeah, this is how it is.
For this, we have a special page of content called the LARP fail checklist. And I think one of them is forgetting your character's name.
Yes.
But forgetting someone's real life name, that should also be on there, yeah?
Should be, yeah.
But often you don't even learn the real names. Like, maybe it's the same as Discord. Like, when you're on Discord, you learn the abbreviations of people's names if they don't change it. So then in person, you're like, wow, we've been in the same community for 4 years, but I still don't know your actual name. I just know your Discord name. Same happens in LARP.
But it's even more weird because, yes, it's online, that's also fine. But if you met them for 10 years, I don't know, pretty regularly on weekends, it's so weird. Like, yeah. And at some point, you cannot ask, at some point, it's too embarrassing to ask, like, okay, what's your out-game name?
Just wait for somebody else to introduce them or to call them.
This is how it is. Yes.
That's great.
So 15% of my mobile phone, just warning you guys.
We made it through, I would say.
Yeah. I think we can conclude here. So, yeah.
Yes.
Jennifer, say the final words.
I will take this 1 second to take a screenshot of us all smiling. It is done. And now we say
take another one.
Oh, I'll take another one. Okay. Well, yes, if you, I guess, want to hold your LARP artifact or make sure it's visible.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes. Oh, no, I ate my chocolate, so, Okay, so we will wave goodbye, and Ruth will stay on for a little longer for us to chit chat. But
yeah, as long
thank
as
you
my
everyone
mobile
for
will
tuning
let
in.
us.
That's long enough. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
Everybody
everyone
go
for
get your
joining.
passport. Go get your
Until
passport on
next
Mega Kids.
time. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.